Hello, everyone. My name is Karen Leggett. I'm a Family Services Coordinator at the Living Legacy Foundation.
And hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm a clinical social worker and the grief counselor here at the Living Legacy Foundation. For those who may not know, the Living Legacy is the organ procurement organization for Maryland, with the exception of PG, Montgomery, and Charles County. Our mission is to help save and enhance lives through organ, eye, and tissue donation while honoring the legacy of our donors. Today, we wanted to chat about how grief is during the holidays because it's pretty unique. We know the holidays mean different things to different people. And so if this holiday season doesn't impact your grief, perhaps other milestone dates or occasions do, we hope that some of this information may still resonate with you.
This time of year can be stressful, and grief adds another level of complexity. The hustle and bustle of the holidays are already demanding of our time, financial resources, and our emotions. Before we dive into the holidays, I wanted to take a moment and talk about the complex nature of grief. Grief is an individualized process of adjusting to major losses and life changes. Grief is often referred to as a journey. Each person's journey is unique to them, and there's no specific time frame. Educating yourself about the ups and downs within the grief process is helpful. Most people will grieve many things over a lifetime, although they may not realize it is grief that they're experiencing, because we commonly think of grief as something that happens after someone we care about has died.
Thank you, Karen, for specifying that grief's experienced for non-death losses as well. I think that's especially important to consider during a pandemic that's disrupted our routine, sense of normalcy, and our ability to be in the presence of family and friends. This collective grief experience of COVID, coupled with how to safely spend the holidays and potentially grieving the loss of someone you care about, is a lot. Already, it's common for people to have difficulty making space for two seemingly conflicting emotions. This is especially true when you're experiencing hardships during a season of joy and celebration. Karen and I wanted to share with everyone some common feelings that may arise during this time.
Absolutely. Also, keep in mind that this is not an exhaustive list. And I first wanted to touch on this: isolation. Isolation is a common feeling for those experiencing grief, even outside of the holidays. These feelings can multiply when you feel pressure to participate in activities or act in a certain way that goes against what you're experiencing internally. For example, being expected to attend a family gathering or a work party, but the thought of putting on a quote, happy face feels daunting. If you do end up going to certain events, it may feel challenging to connect with others.
Mm-hmm. And guilt is another one, and that can creep up whether you're expecting it to or not. And oftentimes this can be hard to identify. From survivor's guilt to feeling bad engaging in a celebration when someone you care about cannot, guilt can weigh really heavy on your heart and mind for those trying to navigate grief within a society's expectations for this time of year being celebratory.
Anger and sadness are feelings that tend to make people uncomfortable for those experiencing it and for those around them. If the holidays have triggered feelings of anger and or sadness, you may feel especially out of sync with those around you. You may also find it hard to relate to the typical feelings of joy, gratitude, and merriment expected during the holidays.
When you experience a loss, you're thrown into a discovery process of what your new normal will be. It's important to provide yourself space to explore and understand what works best for you. Being flexible during this time of adjustment will be helpful in balancing your expectations. Below are some questions to think about as the holidays approach. Please know that there's not one correct answer to any of these questions that Karen's going to share. Every individual, even within the same family, may have different ideas about the best way to handle the holiday season. So Karen, what would be some things that people can begin to think about as they make plans for the holidays?
Sure. Some things to consider during the holidays and even in preparation for special occasions all year round. You can think about, what will the holidays look like now? Where will I spend the holidays? When will I participate in the holidays? What do I have control over and what can I not control? Can I give myself permission to try and celebrate and reserve the right to cancel and switch gears if I need to? Please remember that self-care isn't selfish. Think ahead about which traditions you wish to keep, which ones you wish to skip, or others you may want to change. It's important to identify your support system. Communicate with others about your specific needs. Caring for children while grieving may present additional challenges. And for support and ideas, you can visit www.dougie.org. That goes to the Dougie Center. Do something in memory of your loved one, such as creating an ornament, have a special setting for them at the table, include them in a meaningful ritual, or something else that you find special. Remember, grieving is individual, even if family members are grieving the same person. Needs may be different. Consider volunteering or donating to a cause that's meaningful to you and or your loved one. Please note, this does not have to be a monetary contribution.
Yeah, absolutely. Karen, those are great considerations. What comes to mind is David Kessler. He is an author, a grief expert, and a bereaved parent himself. And he wrote, "In grief, do what you want, say what you want. Remember, no is a complete sentence." And I think this is especially important during the holidays.
Yes, it most certainly is. Your own self-care and needs are important. Another consideration is that others might not understand why you aren't participating. So it may be helpful to have a phrase ready to use. Keep in mind that it can be as simple as, "I appreciate the invite. However, I'm unable to attend this year. Please remember me for future events."
Yeah, that's a great suggestion, Karen. I'll just end with reminding folks that self-care is important year-round. And self-care is different for everyone. It does not have to be expensive or elaborate. Take some time to focus your attention inward to figure out what your needs may be. For instance, certain activities such as journaling may help you explore feelings, whereas restorative activities such as taking a bath or exercising may be really helpful if you're feeling especially depleted. Additionally, there are things like art making, music, talking out loud, and those might be helpful to try if you're looking to connect with your loved one. Keep in mind, you know yourself the best, and only you can determine which activities will be the most helpful as you check in with yourself and stay mindful about what your needs are.
Those are great ideas, Sarah. And if you want to find support or looking for more information about the grief process and grieving during the holidays, you can go to www.cgras, that's cgras.org, or contact us at the Living Legacy at 410-242-7000. Additionally, you can email us at griefsupport@thellf.org. Thank you.
Thank you.